What's up, everyone? Champ Ed's back again. Here now, we're doing the whole card for UFC Fight Night Vegas 90 at Brendan Allen versus Chris Curtis. This is actually a pretty good fight night with a lot of good fights on it. And first, we'll do a recap of last week's card. I ended up making money. Picks wise, I did awful. I did really bad. There's some dogs I really shouldn't have picked, but it's okay. I ended up making money. That's all that really matters. I'll go over some of those fights real quick. Angel Pacheco. At least he was a dog. If his leg wasn't compromised early, I think things might have been different. But fair play, Loughran. You did the job. Andre Petrosky with the weirdest freaking loss I've ever seen in my life. It is what it is. It was a close fight to that point. Malkoun was doing good. It is what it is. The Pleasure Man versus Ibo Aslan. I mean, it didn't really go the way I thought it would go. I thought Anton would be able to get takedowns on Ibo. Not the case. So, and he was doing well on the feet, if I'm honest. I thought it was like Anton's fight. And I think the fight might have been stopped a little early, but no big deal. Good one by Aslan. Not the best bet on my part. Although I don't even think yeah, here I didn't even bet on him, so not even that big of a deal. I didn't tell you guys to bet on him, so that's good. I just put a small bet on him on my own. So, because I'm a little bit of a degenerate like that, but picks on the bets on this channel I share are gonna be the smart ones. Dennis Bazooka had a great win. I'm not gonna go into much of that. Got that one right. Julio Arce Burns. This was so stupid of me, but I thought Burns be able to get be able to get the takedown in round 1 and finish Julio Arce like that, or Arce would take him down. Julio Arce fought a smart fight, missed weight. It's okay. Good job, Arce. That was a stupid pick on my part. Verna Jandiroba, Lupi Godinez. I legitimately thought Lupi won. This is a bet I did put up here. I didn't put too much on it, thankfully, because I know Lupi's a little bit of a head case when it comes to fights. Round 2, why the hell are you fighting her fight? Why are you doing that? This doesn't make any sense to me, which is why she was like the smallest bet of all those ones. So I'm happy I did that. I thought she won, though, if I'm honest, because I thought she did more damage, but it is what it is. Well done, Verna Jandiroba. Nate the Train versus Jamal Emmers. What a KO by Nate the Train. Probably the highlight of the card. Well, second for me. Cheating Joe Kiwani versus Reese McKee. That was one of my other bets. That's my other winning bet of the card besides our main event. Cheaty looked good. I mean, didn't do anything crazy. Reese did not fight anywhere near how I thought he would fight. He just held. Okay. Although one judge gave him 2-1, Reese McKee. And that judge, what are you doing? I had a heart attack. If we lost a Cheaty bet, I would have cried. But said it is what it is. It is what it is. Cheaty won. I'm happy. Dumas versus Ruzaboyev. The fight was kind of going how I thought it would go to begin with, because I knew Ruzaboyev was going to do pretty good round 1. He was going to do pretty good round 1. Maybe Dumas would be able to catch him, but like if the fight kept going further and further, Ruzaboyev was throwing hard. He's going to gas out. Eye poke. Ref didn't see the eye poke. Dumas looks away and then gets uppercutted and finished like that. That freaking sucks. I'm not happy about that result at all. That sucks. It would have been nice profit if he won, but I took a chance on the dog. It is what it is. Maybe Ruzaboyev would have won anyway. I'm not gonna be that heartbroken about that. That referee. Oh my God, Gary Copeland. I'm not even sure if it was Gary Copeland who did that fight, to be honest, off the top of my head. But yeah, I skipped the fight. Oh my God, Bill Algeo, Kyle Nelson. I should have done the thing I've always done, which is fade Bill Algeo. And the one time I decided, okay, you know what? Probably Bill Algeo wins. Kyle Nelson wins. Thank you, Gary Copeland, for the early stoppage. Yeah, it was an early stoppage. If Bill Algeo went down, I think I would have been fair. He didn't go down. Well done, Kyle Nelson. On a good win streak. I should have picked him. I've always faded Bill Algeo, so I'm mad at myself for not fading him that time. It's okay. Chris Weidman, Bruno Silva. I picked Bruno Silva. Weidman looked good. He was winning the fight. Awful eye pokes from Weidman. That should not have been like should not have been stopped. It should have been like, oh my god, hold on. Eye pokes, let him freaking survive and take a point from Weidman. They keep going, but they do go to decision scorecards, which is the right thing to do, even though the fight should not have been stopped. So this is just dumb. So good win. I'm happy to see Chris Weidman win, but that was nasty. Vicente Luque, Joaquin Buckley. I didn't think Joaquin Buckley really looked that good in this fight, but like, it's Luke. Like round 1, I thought it was close. Could have went either way. It was close. I kind of leaned Luque, but I wasn't super sure. Then Luque shoots in for a takedown, fails a takedown. It honestly just quits. He just quits. Just the reality of it. And good on Joaquin Buckley. He did what he needed to win. And I hope he gets the fight on St. Louis card at home. So props to Buckley. I don't hate the pick I made on Vicente Luque, but I gotta consider, like, I think he has to be a lot better than the guy he's fighting now in order to win, because otherwise he might just quit. So yeah. And then the main event, Menon Fior versus Aaron Blanchfield. Man, that feels good to be right on. Menon made me a very happy man on this past Saturday. She's my biggest bet of the card, and she pulled freaking through for me. So yeah. She did everything as I said she would. The southpaw sense gave Aaron problems. The physicality gave problems. She had cardio, like I said. She's not to worry about when it comes to that department. Menon Fior is that girl. I think if she fights Grasso, she'll win. If she fights Valentina, that's a close one. I think that can go either way. I'm not sure. I need to think about it. But no, Menon Fior 100% should get a title fight next. If Valentina and Grasso take forever to have their fight, have Menon fight for an interim belt against someone. She's fighting for a title next. End of story. Menon Fior is that girl. French queen. We love you here on Champ Bets. So yeah, that's it for the breakdown of the recap of last card. Now let's get into this week's card. I did make a bet on PFL, 1.5 unit bet on Dakota to win and Watanabe to win. I'm gonna let you guys know about that now, for that happens tonight. I think just a quick breakdown. I don't want to do all PFL fights because like I'm not the most knowledgeable about all of them, and I want to give like bad knowledge out there for things I don't really know. But I do know these girls. Dakota -2,000 favorite. No duh. Watanabe, she's got the grappling and the wrestling, and I think in order to beat someone like Shayna Young, who I don't think is really that good. But I see Shayna Young win an upset. I can. I won't lie. I can. If she can win on the feet, and kind of Watanabe is getting older. But I think just the technical wrestling is just too different in order that I just like her in that fight. So yeah, 1.5 units on her. And you can see some of my free bets on here. Baja Mundez, Melissa Dixon, or Mullins to win. Those are some of my smaller bets, and I have some paid bets. If you go on the Champ Bets website, which I have on the top comment, you'll see if you pay $16 a month or $20 a month, that's $4 per event or $5 per event for like four UFC events in a month. You'll get my paid picks for those fights. But we're gonna break we're gonna break down all the fights anyways. So shoot, let's get right into it. Let me switch this. Present, share screen. Beautiful. Here we go. So let's break down this Allen versus Curtis 2 card. Very excited. So let's make our picks. First fight, Mullins versus Nora Cornole. I think she's French. But yeah, this should be a pretty fun fight, I think. So the reason why I like Melissa Dixon in this spot is the wrestling. The wrestling is just such a big difference here. And I think as long as Dixon is able to withstand the onslaught early from Nora, I mean, this is her fight to win. If she does wrestle If she doesn't wrestle, she's dumb. She's dumb. She really should. And she has been in these past few fights. We saw against Zelensikova. She wrestled the girl who she should wrestle, and that's exactly what she needed to do to win. And I think she's going to do the exact same thing here. I wanted to get on this fight early, so I want to get in that fight early so that odds wouldn't be like just flat out destroyed. And I did, like minus two. I think I got her at minus 250. Let me check BetMMA.tips to be sure I'm not lying. Minus 260. And now at Hard Rock Bet, she's minus 350. Like, I like her at that price more than minus 350. I think even then, she's worth the bet. A small bet. I wouldn't go crazy on that price tag. But, yeah, I think Melissa Mullins probably wins grinded out decision. So, yeah. Next fight up the card. Dylan Budka versus Cesar Almeida. So, this Almeida guy, most people know this guy because, oh my god, this guy fought Alex Pereira. He won 1 out of the 3 matchups. This dude's a crazy good kickboxer, and he's got wins over dudes. KO, and decision. And most people are going with Almeida to win. And on the odds, we see that Budka's minus 155 and Almeida's plus 120 on Hard Rock Bet. That's what we use here for to make all our bets on this channel for now. So this fight's at middleweight, and this is an interesting fight. I lean Budka. If you're wondering why, I think the style here is what really like makes me lean Budka to win. Probably decision. I can see maybe like a finish possible, but I'm really not confident on the method in this one. But I think Budka is going to be able to grind this guy out. What I like about Budka is that he's relentless with the wrestling. That's what you need to do against this Cesar Almeida guy who has shown he has kind of gas tank problems. If I remember correctly, I don't even think he even won this fight, to be honest, if I remember correctly. And even if he didn't, I know he didn't look good in this fight, and it looked like he gassed out. He doesn't have the gas tank necessary. And Budka is the kind of guy like well, I mean, it feels weird to call him like a Marab, because I wouldn't even go that far. Probably not as good cardio, but he's relentless with the wrestling. He's going to keep coming forward. He's going to keep wrestling you. And I'd rather this guy keep coming forward and wrestle a guy like Almeida. That's what I want to see from this guy. And that's what you need to do to win. Make him work, make him tired, keep wrestling, don't give up. If this guy stands with Cesar Almeida, he's a moron. He's a moron. I don't think he's dumb. I don't think he's dumb. So I think Dylan Budka is going to end up winning this fight through the wrestling. So I really like in this spot. Next up, Gene Matsumoto versus Dan Argueta. This is a good fight. 82% on Matsumoto, 18% on Argueta. When I first saw this fight, I was like, I mean, Dan Argueta's a good veteran. I forgot the Miles Jones fight got overturned. Yeah. And yeah, premature stoppage. Anyways, like Dan Argueta's a good guy. I rep Tough 29. It's my favorite Tough season because that was the first Tough 5 I've ever watched. So, like Volkanovski versus Ortega. I remember him from that season. So I repped all those guys from Tough 29. And it's like Dan Argueta, we know he's going to wrestle. We know he's going to come forward. We know he's going to have the cardio to keep going. Then I looked up this Matsumoto guy. And, man, this dude is good. I'm going to give Dan Argueta credit. I don't think he'll get finished. There's a chance he does because this dude is really good. But, man, I think this dude's got it all. He's gone 5 rounds multiple times, so I'm not worried about his cardio. He's got good hips. He showed it on Contender Series, and I thought it's like, wow, this guy can wrestle. I think Dan Argueta is gonna have a tough time with Gene Matsumoto. And this dude's striking is crisp. It's beautiful. This dude is freaking nice when it comes to his striking. And I think those leg kicks are gonna be a big problem for Dan Argueta. So I really like Gene Matsumoto here. I think he wins this at a pretty high clip, if I'm honest. He's minus 175 against Dan Argueta, who's plus 135. I like Gene Matsumoto here, and I think he does get the win. Yeah. Sounds good. Whoops. Next, we have Cynthia Calvillo versus Piera Rodriguez. 20% on Calvillo, 80% on Rodriguez. This is a tough fight to pick. I was so high on Piera Rodriguez when she was coming into the UFC. I thought in the Contender Series, like, oh my god, this girl is that. She's that girl. My opinion has changed significantly since she's been in the UFC. I saw her fight at 273 against Kay Hansen, like live. She looked all right. Wasn't the best performance, but she did what she had to do to win. Sam Hughes. I rate Sam Hughes, so I don't think like that this is that bad at all. I really thought Sam Hughes won this fight. I really thought the Sam Page won. I really believe that, and that was not a good look for Piera Rodriguez. You need to be beating girls like Sam Page if you're gonna be like really good. And lost to Jillian Robertson with really bad fight IQ, to be honest. Why the hell are you trying to get this fight on the ground with Jillian Robertson? Why are you trying to stay down here? It kind of blows my mind. But yeah. Piera's still not bad. She's good. She trains with good girls. I know she trains with Tabitha Ricci. On the other hand, we have Cynthia Calvillo, who's on a freaking, I think, 5 or 6 fight losing streak. At least 5, but it's been pretty bad. No, it's not 6 fight. There's no way. Yeah, it's been a rough go for Cynthia Calvillo. Is this the... No, this is the Andrade fight. I was thinking, since that Andrade fight, man, it's been really bad for her. Like, corner stoppage, split decision against Nina Nunes, which I thought Nina won pretty clearly. In this Loopy fight, it was close. I thought Loopy won, but it was close, and I know a lot of people think Calvillo won. This fight for me is really tough. I feel like I'm not giving Cynthia the credit as I'm talking, because I do think she's gonna win this fight, because I think she's better. I think she's better than Piera Rodriguez. Like, all her skill wise, she needed time to recap and get better. I've been listening to some interviews, and I think she's in a better headspace now than she was before. So I want to lean with her. The worry is she's 36. She's getting older. She's not getting younger. It is women's MMA, so I think older ladies can do pretty good. Is like in comparison to like men's MMA, like flyweight, bantamweight, featherweight, that sort of thing. But I'm leaning Calvillo. I'm not confident either way. The odds have shrunk down. Originally, like, Calvillo was like a pretty big underdog when I saw this line, but now it's come down a lot. Right now on Hard Rock, Calvillo is plus 105. We'll probably be better off passing, if I'm honest. I think you're better off passing on this fight. But yeah. Next up, we have Pedro... I don't even know how to pronounce this. Falcao versus Victor Hugo. I haven't done the most research on this one, I won't lie. But I'm pretty sure most people got Victor Hugo. I'm not going to bet this fight. I assume Victor Hugo is going to win. Probably like a submission or KO. I think he's going to win. From what I've seen from him and like the Contender Series, I like that knee bar, and I thought he was doing pretty good in that fight. And this dude's coming out of the Contender Series, and he won in the Contender Series. Kept stepping in on short notice, and I like the guy who's not been on short notice here. Who I know is pretty good. I don't feel right like saying bet either way on this one. I really not done that much research on, so. Because this fight only just got announced not too long ago. So I've studied most of these other fights, not this one. So we'll move on. I'll lean Victor Hugo. If I make any changes or something like that, I'll go ahead and mention it in like a blog post, on a discussion post on my website, champbetsmma.com. Next up, Norma Dumont versus GDR, Jermaine Duranamy. This is a tough one. GDR has been out for at least, 3 years. She's been out for 3 years, over 3 years. And if this fight was 3 years ago, my goodness, GDR to the moon. GDR is so good. She is so good. But Norma's been on a tear as of recent. She's been doing pretty good. And I like her grappling and stuff like that. And I'm worried about a GDR who's coming back from that time off. She was a mother. She's like a parent now, and having to take care of a child. And she told us about how she's been burnt out. I listened to a Mike Bond interview with her, and it's an Iron Mike Bond, my MMA junkie. I mean, he is an MMA junkie. You know what I mean? And this is tough. I'm going to go with the girl who's been more active, but this is super low confidence. And GDR's old, 39 years of age. Dumont's 33. Good wins. Chelsea Chandler wins not bad at all. Carosa win, good. Although dicey, I'm not gonna lie. Chasson split, that's good. Aspen, that decision is easy decision for her. But if GDR's who she still is, bro, she's winning this fight. She is winning this fight. I'm gonna say this flat out. Zero confidence on Norma Dumont to win, because I'm not gonna doubt GDR to that extent. But yeah, I think Norma's gonna end up winning. On to the next one. Court McGee versus Alex Morono. I think Alex Morono is gonna win, probably decision. I'll give Court McGee some credit. He'll be able to survive a decision. I think Morono's just better at this point. Court McGee's had some rough losses. The Jeremiah Wells loss and Matt Brown. Bad KO losses. And it just doesn't feel like he's the same anymore. He's hit that age where he's past his prime, and he's losing these fights. He had good wins against Brahimaj and Claudio Silva, of course, but lost to Carlos Conrad, who was pretty old. I lean Morono to win this fight, and most other people do. I'm not as confident as I've seen other people be in this fight as other people have been. Like, oh, Morono's gonna beat this dude easy. I don't know about that, but Morono's the side. He's been showing a lot better as of recent. Charlie Campbell versus Trevor Peek. I am not confident about this fight either. This is gonna be a banger. This one's gonna be an absolute banger. How can anyone miss a Trevor Peek fight? And even Charlie Campbell. Shout out to Charlie Campbell. He's puts on fun fights too. Oh, this is tough. I'm going to go Charlie Campbell in a tough decision. I'll give Trevor Peek that. I'll give his chin some credit. But dude, if it gets extended, probably Trevor Peek's gonna take over as the fight goes on. And Charlie Campbell, he does show like he's hittable when he's going all out. And Trevor Peek's gonna be able to get hit. He's gonna be able to get hit. Round one's gonna be tough for Trevor Peek. I think maybe even 10-8. Because Charlie Campbell's freaking nice like that. He's much better. He's much better, like, technique-wise, compared to Trevor Peek, who showed good improvements in his last fight against Muhammad Yahya. Maybe he wrestles Charlie Campbell in rounds 2 and 3. I can see that. I can't hate anyone going for Trevor Peek to win a fight like this. But I do think Charlie Campbell's the better guy, and I'm simply going with him because of that. I'm worried about fight IQ and stuff like that. I'm not super confident Charlie Campbell to win this fight. But, again, he's the better guy. I think he's going to win because he's the better guy. This fight. This fight. I've just heard so much buzz about Walter Walker coming into this week. And I did tape study. I did research. He is awful. He is not good. I'm going Bresky. Who, I'm going to point this out as well. Let me find this thing I found. Let me share screens for this thing. Shout out to Siki Does MMA. Good content creator. Bro, this dude is back in shape. This was him before. In like recent times. This is during Jan versus Philly when he fought Carl Williams. And this is freaking him now. Like, this dude is freaking on. He's either taking his fight career seriously now, or he's on the sauce. He's on roids. It's either or. So I like that. I like seeing that from Bresky. And something else I do like about Bresky, or maybe I should start with talking with Walter Walker with this. He's nothing like his brother Johnny Walker, who's like crazy and stuff like that. This dude's like, he's a grinder and he's like a wrestler and stuff like that. And what I really don't like from watching his tape is that this dude gasses. This dude gasses. He shot like 2 takedowns, and the guys get up and is like, and like round 1. I hate that. I do not want to bet on this guy like that, especially minus 350. Bananas odds. And if I look at Hard Rock Bet, I know the line has come in. With Bresky is now is plus 210, and Walker is minus 275. Man, I just can't. I cannot trust this Walter Walker, dude. I don't think he's that good. He gasses. Maybe gets Bresky down and he's able to ground and pound him, but I don't even think so, because a guy like Carl Williams, who I think is probably a better wrestler than Walter Walker, Bresky was able to keep getting up and standing up in that fight, and I like that. I like that for this fight. And this Boudet fight, I think most people say is a robbery, for probably a good reason. It was. And I don't think Bresky's that bad. I mean, he's not that good. I'm not gonna ask like this dude's all that. No, he's not. I think he's worth a small bet. I haven't made a bet on him yet. I think I'm gonna put like a tiny amount on Bresky, because man, I don't think Walter's good. And I do think the style wise, if Walter is tired, I think Bresky's gonna be able to take over this fight and win. I like that. Next up, Ignacio Bahamondes versus Cristios Giagos. Let's just say Giagos. I think Bahamondes is gonna win round 2. KO or submission, one or the other. This dude gasses. To me, this is the lock of the card. To me, I mean, what else can I say? This feels like a layup. The UFC's getting layups. It's a setup fight. They want Bahamondes to be back on a win streak after losing to Ludovic Klein, who's really good, of course. And yeah, I think round 1 could be dicey because Giagos hits really hard and he goes all out round 1. But man, he gasses. And I don't want to see that against a guy like Bahamondes who's tough. He's pretty freaking tough. I like that he's freaking tough. And he's so long. I think that long range is gonna definitely cause problems, especially if Giagos is gassed. And yeah, I like Bahamondes here. I have a tough time seeing where Giagos wins this fight. Long range distance is gonna play a big role, and I think the kicks of Bahamondes will work. He's got good front choke series that I can definitely see him catch Giagos with. Yeah, Ignacio Bahamondes for the win here. Morgan Charrier versus Shepe Mariscal. This fight's a good one. This is a good one. I love Morgan in this spot. I love him in this spot. I will say this. I've been fading Shepe Mariscal in every one of his fights. I picked Trevor Peek to beat him. Maybe stupid in hindsight, but then again, it was on short notice. I don't blame myself. And Jack Jenkins to beat Mariscal, who was winning that fight round 1. Round 2, he was getting grappled and he couldn't really do anything. Then got drew a throat and tried to put his hand down, and then it broke because of Chepe, of course. So respect to Chepe. He won that fight. He was getting beat up bad in that fight, round 1. And I think it's gonna be round 1 all over again with Morgan Charrier. I think Morgan Charrier is so nasty on the feet. He is so good. In his last fight, he really showed himself against someone who's a can. Let's be real. He was a can. But he's got good wins on the regional scene. Very good wins in the regional scene. And losses that are... A lot of losses are split decisions. A lot of wins are split decisions. But he's gone 5 rounds multiple times. I'm not worried about his cardio in the gas tank. I think he's really found himself in recent times. And I think Charrier is... He's that dude right now. And I think he's going to beat Shepe Mariscal. If Shepe Mariscal... Is probably his best chance is to wrestle or make it dirty. But if he makes it dirty, I think Morgan's going to catch him. He's freaking nice. Amazing striking. And I think his striking is going to catch Shepe Mariscal. And he'll be able to do enough damage to win a decision if you get there. So, I love Morgan Charrier in the spot. So, Morgan Charrier for the win. Next fight up the card. Alexander Hernandez versus Dane Jackson. This fight's so hard to predict. I'm going Hernandez. I mean, I'll go decision. I can see him KO Damon Jackson, but I don't know. I'm hesitant about this fight because Man, Damon Jackson looks so good against Billy Q. Maybe nothing crazy about that because Damon Jackson was I mean not Damon Jackson, but Billy Q. I don't think people look at Billy Q the same after the Zalal fight. And I mean, yeah, fair play. But Damon Jackson, he looked the best I've ever seen him. He looked the best I've ever seen him in that fight against Billy Quarantillo. I was so impressed. I was so impressed. And I'm scared to fade him. I'm scared to fade him because I feel like every time I fade this dude, he's going to find some random way to win. But I do think Hernandez, I feel like he's been doing a lot better at handling his gas tank as of late. And I think he's probably the better fighter. I like how he throws 1-2 like straight. He's mostly a straight puncher, which you kind of don't see that much here in the sport. But I think Hernandez, he can snipe him. He can snipe Damon Jackson. I think that's live. I think even if we go in the further rounds, it will be close. It's not like Damon Jackson got the worst cardio ever. I think Alex Hernandez is gonna be able to push a better pace than he has in previous fights. I thought his pace looked pretty good against Algio. He would have won that Algio fight if he didn't get knocked down. I'm pissed about that because I was on Hernandez in that spot. Yeah, I feel like he's made massive improvements, and now at Factory X, he's been looking a lot better. I think we're gonna see a better Alex Hernandez in this fight as he's growing into his own when he's going into his prime right now. Well, Damon Jackson's 35 years of age. I hate the money line minus 220 plus 165. I don't. I mean, I might still end up betting Hernandez because I do think he wins. But like, I don't want to doubt Damon Jackson like that anymore. I'm scared of doubting this dude because every time I feel like I do, bad things happen. So yeah, I'm going to go with Hernandez. Not super confident, but yeah. Now, main event. I already did my breakdown of it. So up on the YouTube channel on Champ Bets, also on the website champbetsmma.com. Go over there. I like Brendan Allen to win the probably decision. Maybe a sub if he can get there, but I think a decision will be able to do it. Maybe summarize my points. He's a lot older than he was. He's more mature. He was winning. He was like doing very well in that fight, in the original fight before he got caught. Strickland was talking to him during the fight, and he was like looking out the cage while Curtis is fighting him. Now I think with more mature Allen, a more mature Allen's going to perform a lot better. He's got all the momentum on his side. I think he's going on an upward trajectory. Chris Curtis either on a stationary or downward trajectory. As to when they first fought, I feel there's a lot less oomph on Chris Curtis's punches now than back when they fought. And it doesn't feel like Chris Curtis has anything to lose, like as much to lose as he did back then. Or I think I might have said the phrase. Chris Curtis went into this Brendan Allen fight originally with nothing to lose. Now, it's like, okay, it's all right. I'm in a good spot right now. That's what I mean. So, I think mentality-wise, that does make a difference for Chris Curtis, and I lean Allen because of it. And if this fight gets on the ground at any point, which I'm not sure if it does, because Chris Curtis has great takedown defense, Brendan Allen's gonna do amazing there, and he's gonna do a great job there, and he's gonna win the round at least, if not sub Chris Curtis. I'll give Chris Curtis the benefit of that. I think maybe he'll be on the feet unless it slips or something like that. I think Brendan Allen can do a game plan sort of like Jack Hermanson and stay at distance and play the range game with Chris Curtis. And hey, you're fighting my fight. Come on, I'm not fighting your fight. That's what I would love to see from Brendan Allen. I think Brendan Allen wins this fight. So yeah. Those are the picks. Want to go through them again? Mullins by decision. I forget the method. I'm not good at picking methods. I'm good at picking fights for the most part. Not except for last week. I think Budka is going to be able to use his wrestling and win against Almeida. Matsumoto, I think he's just flat out better, and I think it's going to show against Dan Argueta. I think Calvillo is better, and she'll be able to win probably a close fight against Piera. Not super confident. Victor Hugo, I like what I've seen from him. I've not seen too much of Pedro besides his Contender Series fight, but I think people are going in on Victor Hugo for a reason, but again, not confident at all. If I make a different pick, I'll let you guys know. Norma Dumont GDR. I like Norma Dumont to win. Not confident. If GDR is who she is in the past, she wins this fight easy. But based off the layoff, I'm going to trust Norma to be able to maybe grind out GDR. Next up, Corey McGee, Alex Morono. I think Corey McGee's on a downward trajectory, and Alex Morono is going to be able to take advantage of that and win this fight. Charlie Campbell, not confident at all. He's going to do really well round one. I'm worried about like those later rounds, but I think he'll be able to survive in a war with Trevor Peek. This is going to be a great fight. Bresky versus Walker. Man, I don't think this dude Walker is good at all. I'm going Bresky. He's shown he's been able to get up against good wrestlers in the past, and I'm trusting in that ability to win this fight. And he might be on roids, or maybe he's taking this fight really seriously. It's one or the other, or maybe both. Next up, Bahamondes. To me, this is a setup fight. They want Bahamondes to get a win against Giagos. I like Bahamondes in this spot a lot. Charrier, I like Charrier a lot in this fight. I think he's gonna be able to pick up Mariscal. He's shown. I didn't mention this, but he's shown the ability to like stop wrestling and stuff like that in the regional scene against pretty good guys. It's not like he's fought like cans on the regional scene, and I think he's fixed his volume problem in those past fights. So, yeah, Morgan Charrier for the win. I love him here. Hernandez versus Damon Jackson. Not confident. How can you be confident in either of these dudes? I think Hernandez is going to show improvements from past fights, and they'll be able to win this fight. Brendan Allen versus Chris Curtis. I think Brendan Allen's going to be able to win. I just went over that not too long ago. I think him getting a lot better, the momentum is going to really help Brendan Allen win this fight. And I think he's made big improvements in his game. So, yes, that is the breakdown. Let's save that. And yeah, that's our breakdown of the main card of Chris Curtis versus Brendan Allen 2. So yeah, hope you're having a great one. If you want to get my like specific bets, I didn't go so much into them in this video because of I have paid picks now. I've finally set all that stuff up, which I'm very excited about. If you want to get full access to them, $16 a month for all my best bets and picks for my best bets, and yeah, you get to see everything I want, everything I have ready to go. So yeah, very excited for this card. There'll be some really fun ones. I'm very excited to see Chepe versus Morgan, Matsumoto versus Argueta, Peak versus Campbell. Those are gonna be great fights. I think Allen versus Curtis could be a really fun one as well. I like that one. And yeah, this is a fun card, and that's about it for my breakdown. So thank you very much, Champ Bets Nation. Is that what I'm calling you? We'll come up with maybe a better name. But yeah, Champ Bets is out. Let's have a great betting card. Let's go.